Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Thought of the Walk. Nicole Sauce's Thought of the Walk. It is a beautiful November cold morning. That's why I'm in my headband here. And we took a couple weeks off. I thought I'd be recording these on the road, but I found that I needed some time to think through my next year. I chose my word of the year. We've got a theme for the 2022 spring workshop. It was good for me to just be quiet and think while driving. And now we're back. That's right. And today I just want to talk to you about time and entitlement. It starts with this. No one's entitled to your time. Nobody but you is entitled to your time. I don't care how close to you the person is, including your husband, your wife, your kids. They're not entitled to your time. You give them your time. And when you look at it that way, it becomes a lot easier to make the guilt-free decision to not react to a request in a society where saying no is not allowed. By the way, the watercress is still harvestable. This means we're going to have watercress salad at Thanksgiving. Anyway, I wanted to bring that up because lately people have approached me with an air of entitlement to my time, and it's been a little weird. This never happened to me before. Usually, I get emails from listeners and they reach out, and that's cool. I answer them when I can. A couple times a week I have blocks of time set aside to answer emails, and I've been doing way better at either working out answers into the show. If you email me and you don't listen to my show, you might not hear your answer, by the way. Or answering, when four people have a similar question, I'll just answer one of them and assume everybody else knows that it's the same answer, right? So lately it's been a little bit different in tone, and I'm not sure why. I've had some people feeling like they're entitled to my time, and that's not right. I'm entitled to my time. I'm entitled to spend my time doing what I want to do, and my priorities revolve around creating a great podcast that people can listen to, helps them make steps they need to make in their life to be better, to build what they want, and to stand up for what they want, not what society wants for them. And that takes time. That takes hours. For the episode you hear, it takes hours. And it's fine. That's what I do. That's the whole point, right? And I'm not quite sure how to react, except for to not react when people feel entitled to my time, because they're not. And I'm sharing this with you, not because if you're somebody who's reached out to me in the last 2 weeks and you're like, oh crap, is it me? It's probably not you, by the way. It's not that. Reaching out to me is great. Asking me questions via email is great. Asking questions for the show, great. Giving feedback, hey, this made me think of that, great. It's when there's an expectation that I will drop everything on a Sunday, which is my selfish Sunday, that I start wondering, do you even listen to my podcast? Because this is my day, and I usually don't let people visit on Sunday, and I take Sundays to do what I need to do for my own mental health, for my physical health, for my friendships. I do visit people. People do visit Sunday, but it's very carefully arranged so that I get alone time. I can spend Sunday afternoon figuring out what the next week looks like. So when I start today, Monday, and I'm out at a walk at 7 in the morning, I can record this. And I've already gotten my mugshot out. And I know when I come back what my roast schedule looks like, and I have an idea what the podcast's about. Actually, today the podcast will be about Thanksgiving side dish recipes, because this is a tradition we do every year. Sat around last night just thinking, what have I already done? What sounds good this year? Some of them we'll try. They're not ketogenic. Some of them can be, but they're not necessarily ketogenic, because I'm not eating keto on Thanksgiving. But it's that sense of entitlement and expectation. And when we have that about somebody else, guess what? We get disappointed a lot. And if somebody has that on you, here's what you got to do. Don't just get mad. It doesn't work. Don't smack them in the face. Ask yourself, have I said something that set up this expectation of my time is being given in this place? Whether it's making coffee after church, or organizing somebody else's kids in an event, or whatever it is. If I said yes, then actually they're entitled to the time I said yes to. They are. And if I'm feeling grumpy about it, I can't be mad at them for asking. I have to be mad at me for saying yes. And then from that you learn, next time somebody asks me if I'm willing to, I don't know, take over babysitting of the kids for this event, I'm going to say no. You know how I learned this lesson, guys? I sing. I sing in classical choirs. I was in Germany singing in a classical choir. We were doing Handel's Messiah. And I had decided, in order to finish my music degree on time, to leave a couple months before my official leave time from the exchange program so I could get back in time. Hi, Sunny. Tactical's dog just like came racing up because she realized we were on a walk, and that's the best thing in the world for dogs. Anyway, I had decided to go back a couple months early, 2 months, because it would get me back in time to register for some classes that if I didn't take them in my junior year, and I wasn't going to get them in Germany at the university because university degrees are music theory, music performance would have been a different kind of school. It would have been, because they don't do that in the university. Well, I would end up needing to stay an extra semester. And every semester costs money, and I didn't want to spend the money for that extra semester. So I figured I'd leave 2 months early. I've gotten the experience of becoming bilingual in German. I've gotten the experience of living in Germany. I'm going to be sad to leave my new friends, one of which is a friend to this day, like really close, soulmate-y friend. She's great. And so I left. And that meant the choir I was in, I was missing the big performance. But we decided to do at a large church. And they have like badass churches in Europe where they're like big and echoey and lots of people go. We were going to perform there. It's around Easter, I believe. I'm sure it was because it was the Messiah. That's one of the times it gets performed. And although I guess most people do it around Christmas, which makes sense. Anyway, so we were going to perform this. And they needed somebody to turn the page. And when you're in a choir, it's not about you. It's about the choir. And they needed somebody who could read music. And like half the choir's like, I can't read music well enough. I'm like, I can. And then the other half is like, I really just want to perform because I want to sing the songs. And I was like, yeah, I get it. So I volunteered to turn the pages. And as I'm sitting there turning the pages for the organist, I realize that I've done something maybe I'm going to regret for the rest of my life. Not a big regret, but a little regret. I need to say something to my dogs before I go on with the story. Cece, Sunny, Chestnut, let's go home. Sunny, Cece. Okay, got him. And they like ran way ahead because Sunny came out. And so I went through the whole performance kind of grumpy and mad that people let me turn pages when they knew it was my only time I got to sing with the choir. And I got mad at the choir. And, afterwards I was kind of morose and people came up and were like, oh, we didn't even think about that, And then guess what? I realized something. No, it's not their fault. I'm the idiot who said I will turn the pages of the stupid music score and not sing because the choir is more important than I am. And if I'm going to say that, I need to believe it. I need to own it. And if I regret that decision, guess who I regret? Me. So think about that next time you're like, this person or this volunteer group or this bell ringing thing, it's the time of year we do stuff, guys, pisses me off because they feel entitled to my time. What have you done to set the foundation to make them feel entitled to your time? What can you do differently? Because once you've lived up to your agreement, next time you can say no. And no is all it would have taken in that case. I just had to not admit all I had to do was not be like, yeah, I can read music and I'll turn the pages. Somebody else would have had to do it, or the organist would have had to turn his own pages. No harm, no foul. So just think about that. Entitlement, time entitlement. You're in control, even when you think you're not. You have set the foundation. So make a different choice going into the holidays if you don't want to have 6 weeks of entitlement between now and the end of the year. Make it a great week, guys.